because I had so easily gone out and around that platform to get that shot, really wasn't thinking that it was gonna be difficult on the other side. I fell off a cliff, went into a face first dive.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back. You guys, we are home and oh my gosh, we love home base. No matter where we go, no matter where we travel to, home is always the best to come home to. Thank you for traveling with us. That was so much fun. We got home late. I ended up emptying all the suitcases. I've started the laundry and you guys, we have been back at it like immediately. So much going on this week, so many amazing things, but you guys, it's like you can conquer it because you just got home from the most amazing vacation ever. So it's like, whatever, we got this. So much fun that was had this last week. We did Royal Caribbean cruise, Oasis of the Seas. We went to the Western Caribbean. We did the most amazing stuff. If you haven't seen those videos, can I just suggest you go watch them because they were honestly some of our favorites. Playing with little piggies in the water at the Bahamas. Blue Hole and Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica. So much fun. Thrill Water Park at Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude! Oh, yeah!
Mr. Beast did a really cool video there, so we had to go try all the water slides. Wow, I was brave. I did them all. I'm so proud of myself. We had a great time. We're being thrown back into life, and it's awesome because we have so many amazing things going on. Today we were asked to do the career fair at school for the kids. We did this last year. It was really fun. We actually made a really cool video on like having a career as a YouTuber. We did that last year. Today we got to share like our journey, how it came to be, all about being a YouTuber, how if you have the passion for doing something that you absolutely love, which 100% will say Brandon has the passion. I love sharing and documenting our lives, but he has the true passion because he edits all of our videos. So we got to share a little bit of that message today with the kids at the school. It was so awesome. They have such great questions. They know so much because they're being brought up and raised in this time where YouTube content on the internet is such a thing where it wasn't whenever we were kids. Really great to do that. We are, like I said, being thrown back into life. So today the kids have a volleyball game. It's our typical Wednesday activity. So a lot of really great things going on. I just want to drop in and say, hey, we're so grateful that you guys are here. Thank you for being with us and thanks for hanging out with us this last week. Excuse me, Mr. Bingham.
Please, class, take your seats. Please, thank you. No passing notes. Spit out your gum, Tammy. Yes.
They don't pass notes anymore, just so you know.
Get off of your Snapchat. That was such a fun career fair. We did this last year. I know you said that, but this year, did you mention that we had more than twice as much time per session?
No, I did not mention
So last year, 20-minute sessions. This year, 50-minute sessions, and 4 sessions.
Both are challenging because you have so much information to put in a small amount of time last year. And this year, we still had so much information to put into an hour.
So guys, it might not shock you to find out that my running mouth still couldn't fit the amount of stuff to say.
I didn't get very much
in 50 minutes. We still ran out of time. How do we run out of time with 50 minutes to tell the story? It's because of this. Yeah. But you guys, we also, speaking of storytelling, talking, and yammer, jibber jabbering, we owe you a bit of a story. We actually had something that happened on the cruise, kind of happened in the middle of a really fun day. If you didn't see the Blue Hole, Jamaica, Dunn's River Falls day, at the very end, in fact, I don't know how many people would have seen at the very end as we're closing the video, I show a couple of little clips there to let you know. We had some stuff go down, but at the point we were in the day, it just had to be saved for another time. So it's quite the story. It's quite compelling, quite interesting. But of course, as we were turning around these videos every day on the cruise, it was like we needed to just end that day and go on to the next one. I wouldn't say it's slowed down enough to tell the story, considering we just came off the career day. I don't know if you mentioned that we were up making that presentation till like the middle of the night, got up and gave it all day, getting ready to do the kids' volleyball game. Mom's in charge of the combined activity for the youth of the neighborhood tonight. I have an x-ray and an MRI appointment, which we will get into right now, that I need to go to.
We're on the hamster wheel.
Oh, we also have a hamster we have to get. I forgot about that.
We're just on that wheel.
It's not that it's slowing down a lot. It's that we have like a 10-15 minute window right now before we head to your game. But I thought it'd be a great time to tell the story because I don't know when else we're going to. Here's what went down. I've gathered the 2 key players here, myself included, I guess makes 3. These 2 saw the incident firsthand. I don't think almost anyone else did. In fact, as I review the video, even our guides, I don't think know what happened.
I think they just thought you jumped in the water.
I was thinking, man, they really don't seem to care that I almost died there. They're very like uninterested in that. But as I watched the video, I was like, oh, they didn't know. They didn't know that happened. So let me try and paint the picture here. I do have some video to back this up, so it's kind of fun to go back and see it. If you haven't seen the video, we were in Jamaica. We found this incredible excursion where you go to what's called the blue hole. We did not realize it was as cool as it was. There's a series of rope swings, cliff jumps, a little bit of nature hikes. There's even like some platforms that are designed to be jumped off of. We had the coolest guides in the entire place who took us to places no one else was going to, doing things no one else was doing. On top of that, they were doing some insane stuff that we've never seen before. So the vibe was at an all-time epic. So I'm getting footage, and I love getting the footy, as you know. And I know that my boy KB12 knows how to send a mad stall side flip. I'm getting footage of Ryler, who did an awesome front flip, and I am on one side of this jumping platform with the waterfall in the background. Loved it. In an effort to get a variety of shots, though, first of all, let me just say this. Because I had so easily gone out and around that platform to get that shot, I really wasn't thinking that it was going to be difficult on the other side. So I got that shot of Rag Guy. It was awesome. I wanted some variety, so I'm like, I'm going to work my way around to get crew from the opposite side. So Daniel happens to be rolling. He's rolling vertically. He's getting some stuff for us for Instagram. He didn't see it happen, but he just caught it on accident. I was not recording because I was on my way out to record. So crew's setting up for his jump. How high would you say we are? I'm gonna say like 20. Like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was definitely taller than a basketball
I mean, it was
hoop.
a pretty big jump.
Oh yeah.
Think of how long it took for Hazy jumped before she got and hit water. Like, it was a while. Hard to say. For the sake of argument, we'll say 350 feet up. And we can joke about it, guys, but this was like,
It was scary.
I'll let mom kind of get into
I was in the water below Brandon.
Go out and around to get crew. And so crew's watching me to see when I'm in position, to see when I am going to say, go ahead and jump. You will see in this video, I just suddenly disappeared. I am on my way out there.
It's really not funny.
And then I'm not. It is funny now. Let me tell you what happened from my perspective. I'm walking out there, I slip once. Unfortunately, at that point, there is no catching yourself. So I slip, I fall kind of like a layer or a level, slipping again. I'm just trying to see in the water, like, are there rocks right there? If I just fling myself off this cliff instead of trying to continue to fall down
it gives me the
smacking an
shivers.
elbow, scraping a leg, and tumbling down this thing. What if and this is all instantaneous. Like, this all happens in like half a second.
It was like fast.
So I decide I'm gonna just push back, put pressure back against the wall, and just yeet myself into the water. And when I do that, I don't mean to, but I go into a headfirst dive. And the reason that is absolutely terrifying is because everywhere around that area is shallow rock.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Shallow, just rocks everywhere.
And I am so grateful, feel incredibly blessed. We talk about it pretty lightly. The reality is, could have ended very differently. I dove right into an open water spot, and I do believe that anyone who watched it thought that I just decided to dive off the rocks instead of the platform.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that I fell. Crew saw me disappear.
Oh yeah, I was just standing up on the ledge platform, just getting got an okay from Daniel. And I just hear this thing, so I look over, and he just kept sliding. Thought he was just falling to the water, and I looked down, and there's just tons of rocks. So then I saw you push off, like you said. From my perspective, there was a rock, and where you landed, it looks like you landed directly on the rock.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like,
I was very close. I saw it as I was diving, and I was like, if I was 6 inches further in to the wall, I'd have been going head first onto a rock. But instead, it really was kind of an uneventful dive into water that was just kind of silly. But mom was in the water watching me, had the best perspective of my fall.
It was terrifying because I see him start sliding and sliding. He dove, and I was like, how did he know? And he said, I must have just just looked down, saw water, and just dove. I'm like, oh my gosh, if there wasn't water.
I like to hope that my brain would have gone, don't dive. If I saw rocks there, because we're talking about this like there was all this time to make decisions. Talking about I saw him fall and he's falling and who's talking, slipping. This is like a microsecond. You can see in the video from when I disappeared to when you hear a splash or see the splash, and it's like that. So it's not really a lot of decision making going on. It was just incredible luck.
I just was waiting for you to come out of the water. I was like, what if he hit something? As you were falling, I literally froze in the water just to wait and see if you were gonna come back up or what had happened. And he came up and I was like, are you okay?
I wanted crew to be able to jump. I didn't feel like many people saw it and where it all worked out great. I was like, no, I'm good. Go ahead, crew. I kind of made a joke to the guide. I was like, just coming down here for a better angle, which I did not want the angle. So here's what's funny. If you guys see crew's jump with that actually kind of cool shot, because you got the jungle canopy above you, you do a nice stall side flip over the top of the camera. That was a great shot. That was not the shot it was meant to be. That was not intentional. I literally fell off the cliff, ended up in a headfirst dive into the water, and then just went, oh, I'll just shoot it from here.
That was so scary.
So I never actually got to jump off that
So
one
scary.
intentionally.
My guy, let's go!
But here's what's hilarious, you guys. Exaggerate a lot. That's just kind of what I do. But that was very much like a near, I don't want to say near death because who knows, but like could have been
definitely
paralyzed, could have been very, very serious injuries. It could have been one of those stories that you hear and you go, oh my gosh, that is so sad, so tragic. The difference between it being terrible and just being like a funny little footnote in our day was like inches. Just incredible how those events transpired and played out to end up not being a very serious outcome.
Yeah.
However, that ended well. Should have been the most disastrous, scary part of the day. I don't know how. We ended up going to the rope swing. Hazel, this is my sweet Hazel right here. She was taking care of me. She was making sure I was okay because this one was kind of near and dear to her. This one I think affected her the most because she's had an arm problem recently, and so she knows how that can hurt. This one is just, I mean, it's almost like a little bit embarrassing. It is a problem that I now have scheduled x-ray and MRI for. It's not the fall. So if you guys heard that x-ray MRI thing, that is not related to the fall. Actually came out of that one totally unscathed. Not even like a scratch on my leg. But then as we're leaving, decided to do the rope swing one more time. First time I sent a backflip. Landed it perfectly.
That first time too.
I was
in fact, I
pretty
even
excited.
commented, I was like, wow.
Even the guide was like, whoa! Kind of pumped about that. I was like, I'm gonna walk away on a high note. And I don't even know if I told the family this, but I was like, I'm just gonna video and then I'm just gonna dive in and then we'll go on because I felt like I already had my near-death experience. I don't really want to tempt fate and I don't want to go for like a backflip. So unfortunately, I watched a few people go trying to backflip, not being able to, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just do one more. And a crowd had kind of gathered of new people coming in. It's always the one more. It's always the one more. And so I was like, I can do it. It really wasn't hard. It's like a momentum thing. So I'll just do it. So I grabbed the rope, got a handle, and so you grab it like two-handed grip underneath.
It's like he held it like this. I held it like this, which is why I couldn't get my backflip. But
The way I was able to do the
like
backflip
this.
was like that
So you have
last
to
time.
hold yourself like this, you know?
Yeah, that is a perfect demonstration because I can't use both my hands currently. Kind of pull you back to help you get a little bit more momentum.
sure do.
Hold you up in the air and then they give you a big shove. And so as he pulled me back, I'm holding myself up in the air. When he goes to give the big shove, that's when I pull up so that I can get a little bit more like power in that rotation. And as soon as I do it, you guys, and you can hear it on camera from two separate angles, two separate GoPros at long distances from me. Imagine the sound in my ear when the pop was that loud at a distance. I hear the loudest pop in my muscle and the entire thing just explodes. The arm, the muscle between like my bicep, my forearm just explodes.
After he fell, he went like that, like, oh, my arm.
I go off. I wanted to hold on so that I didn't hit the rock because it actually popped like as soon as I leave the rock. But I was
You
like,
gotta swing out so far.
I wanted to go out at least enough that I don't let go and land right on the rocks. And so I continued to hold on and I went to pull myself up to try and just like get a little bit of distance off the water and there was nothing there. And so I just let go and I fall into the water and you can kind of see me hold my arm as I go down. And I'm not kidding. I thought I was going to pull my arm out to see that like rolled up muscle when you really tear it and it rolls up. They call it the Popeye and it rolls up and makes a big ball in your muscle because the muscle is completely torn. I thought for sure that's what was under there. From the sound, from the feeling, I just knew it. So I left my arm in the water. I don't want to see this. I don't want to know. I don't want to have the rest of the trip be impacted by this.
Hazy saw Brandon's face and him grab his arm and she immediately panicked.
She was so sweet. She started crying because she has recently broken an arm.
Girl.
She just said, I just don't want you to be hurt like I was hurt because I love you too much. She's actually saying the sweetest things, you guys. I just love you too much and I can't stand to see you hurt because it makes me hurt and it makes me sad. And I was like, oh, sweetie, I am so fine. I was not fine. I could not even hold.
Saying, I said, sweetie, it's not the bone, it's the muscle. He's fine.
It was, thankfully, I knew that it was the muscle, not the bone. But as I took my arm out, it definitely did not have that curl up thing, which was nice, but it was unusable. I couldn't make a fist. I couldn't hold the GoPro in this hand. I couldn't do anything. And so I knew I'd done something really, really bummed, but I just was grateful that it was at the end of the adventurous day. We still had Duns River Falls, but I didn't have to use my right arm to really do anything there. It was unusable the rest of that day. The next day, a little bit better, progressively a little bit better. Ended up going into the doctor. They looked at it. They do not believe it's a full tear. There's a good possibility it's a partial tear, so you need an MRI for that. I guess the way that things work, they have to x-ray first. It's like you can go in anytime you want. You can go in today, you can go whenever. We just haven't had like an open 5 minutes. We don't with the rest of the today, so I will go get it checked out. I will definitely find out and we will return and report exactly what the diagnosis is, but I get the x-ray first. She's not worried about that. I'm not either. There's definitely nothing wrong with the bone. Then they want to check out and see if there's any tears, even if it's partial. That's coming up. Hopefully this week I'll get in there and get my MRI. We owed you that story. We actually just kind of laughed that night that I fell off a cliff, went into a face first dive nearly onto rocks, and walked away totally unscathed, and then I did a rope swing about a foot off the water, end up like in the doctor's office. Kind of comical, I guess, in some ways. All things considered, very, very grateful that that was the outcome.
Send it like a boss! Yay! Send it like a yay!
Now, on to bigger and better things, which by the way, I could not do this, hold it up like this, at all for the rest of the trip. So this is massive progress. One of the funny things I kept getting teased about is that when I did do it, because I was just trying to force it and hold it up there, and I would prop with my other hand, the problem was when I got done, I couldn't get my arm back down, so I'd have to
push it down.
So one of the kids would take the camera and the other person would like pull the arm down. It would just get frozen, like stiff. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what comes with that MRI. But right now, we're on to bigger and better things because these guys have got their volleyball game. It is wild to be back in action, you guys. We were thrown right back into it. Basketball practice, volleyball games. We are going at it. These guys have an away game today. Energy gonna be a little bit lower from the student section on our end, but we're gonna bring the thunder. These guys are gonna bring their A game to their volleyball game. Oh, one down, boys. Are you ready?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Good evening. We had the best time at the boys' game. They did amazing and they won both games. They've been doing awesome. Ryler was on this streak where I don't know what the words are called, 5 serves in a row. He crushed them. It's so fun to watch them. Brandon actually ended up getting into bed tonight very early. I think he came home and got into bed possibly around 7:30. He's burnt out. Today when we were giving our presentation, he was talking about the days where he was working full-time and doing YouTube full-time. It was exhausting. He has been going to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning a lot lately. Like a lot. Probably 4 out of the last 7 days. As he was explaining to the kids the grind, how it can be challenging at times. He loves it. I could see his lips starting to quiver. I could see that he was gonna get emotional. So I jumped in. Needless to say, he's tired. He's worn out. We are gonna close out today. But you guys, I wanna tell you thank you. Thank you for supporting our family, showing us love, and being so concerned for Brandon and his arm. We will give you the results when he does go get the x-ray and MRI. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for being here. We love you so much. See you later. Bye.
We are doing career day.
Oh, I'm fine, Hazy girl. I feel so lucky and so blessed. You know what? I actually made a wish with my little berry bead thing that I'll be able to hang out with you guys forever. And so that's why I didn't die just then, because Bob Marley made my wish come true.